Have you ever had trousers shortened and one leg's longer than the other? Or, they're too short or too long, or, something like that. Naturally, the first thing you're going to do is blame the person who did the alterations, because, well, why wouldn't you? The thing that people always say to me is, you're the expert. So yes, I am. But, this is where, when you're dealing with fabric, I call us carpenters of fabric, because it is carpentry. Like if you were, cutting a piece of timber that you needed to fit into a square, then you're going to make sure that that's cut perfectly so it fits into that square. Well, fabric's no different, bit more flexibility. But the thing is that if something like that has happened to you, there are a number of things that it could be caused by. One, you could have one leg shorter than the other. In fact, if I always kind of observe people when they walk in, and I just see how they're walking, it's one hip higher than the other. If someone's had an accident, or they've had some kind of early childhood disease like polio or something like that, then, what you need to do is, if you're getting your trousers shortened, you need to tell the person, I do have one leg longer than the other. And then what they can do is, what I do is I pin the right leg, and then once I've got that measurement right, then I pin the left leg the same amount from the floor up as the right leg. And that way, that when someone's looking at you, you go, okay, well, that looks even. And it actually, it takes away from that look that one leg is longer or shorter than the other. So that's the first thing to do. The second thing is, if the person who's actually shortening the trousers, once you've worked out how much it needs to be shortened by, you need to check and make sure that the two legs are the same length before you cut. So once you know how much it's coming up by, then you can take your pins out, drop them down, and measure from the band down to the hem, and just make sure that both legs are the same. Because 1 in 100, this is true, 1 in 100 pairs of trousers, from my experience anyway, that come into my shop or into my workplace, one leg is going to be shorter than the other. Now, that's why I always pin the right leg. I know the right leg is the right measurement, and then I can make the adjustment with the left. If you sometimes pin the right and you sometimes pin the left, and then you take the pins out and then you measure them, and then you find that one leg's shorter than the other, well, which one was the right one? So there's always a logic to absolutely everything that I do with clothing alterations. That's why I wrote the book, because, there were constantly things that came up. Oh, I need to let them know about that. Oh, what about that? This will save you time and effort. So if you're interested in doing things like this and you would like to learn, have a look at my online tutorials at Magic Circle, because they are videos that are step by step by step that show you exactly how to do the alterations to ensure that they're successful from day one. This is going to save a lot of money. Can you imagine things like jackets, for example? A jacket is an expensive item. So if you make a mistake, or even if the person who you take it to do the alteration makes the mistake, it's an expensive one. So everything's relevant. The cost to subscribe to my online tutorial is minuscule when you look at the savings you make in terms of saving garments. Happy ordering.